I got 2 of these right now, but this is the one that I can get to you at Donnie price. Take a look. It's 2024, fresh. But with the black gray bezel, you got the black and you got the gray. That's what stood out from the GRNR. That's what people love about this watch. And there's gonna be more of these coming. I'll get you a new one day too when we make a deal on one of their brand new ones they came out with from Watches and Wonders, which is all stainless. Got a green hand on it though, but it's still that black gray bezel. But this one's really hot right now with the two-tone. So this is the one I was telling you, 21 to 22. This particular one, 21 right now. But that's not Donnie price, not for today. Not for today.
I got a few of these, black with, not gray, but
yeah.
black.
You got a Datejust, is that what it is? Something like this, maybe?
I have that.
Something like that?
Yeah, I have that. It's a Sky Dweller or?
This one's the Datejust.
Datejust.
Yeah, you got a Sky Dweller like this?
Yeah.
Half is fine. It's a non-refundable deposit on it. And then the GRNR, you can take that today. If you do want to do the bezel, let me grab your watches. We'll talk about the bezel down there.
Let's do one bezel.
Yep.
We're going to do both bezels.
Oh, you're going to do both? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do both.
Cool.
Let's see what it's going to look like.
Sure. All right, let me get your watches back here. All right, guys, so here we go for Donnie. Donnie, he already bought his Platinum Date 8 with baguettes. He bought another Platinum Date 8 Roman, and we've also got a John Mayer yellow gold with the green dial, and we've got a solid rose gold root beer here for him, GMT. He bought all 4 of these, and Josh, his son, walked out with the Batgirl the other day too. So he's gonna get an aftermarket bezel from us that he can put on with solid baguettes for both day dates. So we're pulling the trigger on one of those today, and we're gonna keep doing business. Donnie, congratulations. Merry Christmas, happy birthday. Look at this, guys. It's a lot.
Let's see what I got.
Come this way, let's do it at my desk. It takes a second to put all this together. This is Russian roulette with these 2. One of these is root beer, one of these is John Mayer. You start. Merry Christmas, happy birthday. That's what I always say.
Ooh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
It's so much sexier in person, isn't it?
Good green face, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, wait till the sun hits it too.
That's a bad dude right there.
Oh yeah. The way that it pops right here in the light,
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, man. Shoot. Here's this one for you. So this is gonna be your GMT root beer. This one, once I got it, you know, all touched up for you and looking brand new, I mean, I was like, shoot, I'm gonna need to get one of these for myself at this point. Because I love rose gold, and this is the type of rose gold that shines the best with that high polish oyster bracelet. There you go. I know.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the one that you saw the other day, and Caleb was wearing one of these. He fell in love with it, right? I went and got this touched up. Look at this, just to pull it out here, even just for our YouTube fans. But rose gold has never looked better.
It looks good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yep. And I got this all touched up for you, looking brand new.
Looking good.
Yep. All right. And then gotta save this one for last, but here is your additional Platinum Date 8 for your wife. Now, do you want to keep this wrapped for her?
Yeah,
so that she can,
yeah,
okay. Okay, so on that note, just for YouTube, y'all come on in here. He just bought for his wife another one of these, but with the blue Roman hour markers. We're gonna do a aftermarket bezel with our jeweler in Beverly Hills, and we're gonna make sure that this comes out looking pristine so he can maintain the value, but put on the baguette bezel on both of their watches. It's gonna look gorgeous. And he got the Roman one for his wife, so we got a his and hers Platinum Date 8s. It's pretty cool.
She's so lucky. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Donnie. Look forward to doing more business with you too. You know we'll take good care of you.
Thank you very much.
Hope you feel better. Enjoy your day too. Many thanks to Donnie and to Josh. It's been a pleasure working with you guys so far. I look forward to more business with you guys in the future, but congratulations on all the watches. We threw in some extra stuff in there for free as well, just for fun, but appreciate you guys very, very much. Hope you enjoy it, and show those watches off. Let's sell the mess out of this thing. Come on, Ethan.
Hey, Derek, how's it going?
What's up, Ethan? It's going good. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's going on?
So I know we've been going back and forth on this whole thing with subs, and we've been trying to figure out, okay, do we go vintage and naked, not like 1989? Do we go newer and try to find just like some crazy deal and then stretch the budget? And then we pulled back on budget. Now we're trying to see, okay, can we be a delta of like 25 for your black deep sea that you're trading in? So I'm thinking, that's why I didn't text you back right away when you said, hey man, like, you know, it's gonna be a little tighter than I thought. I didn't text you back right away because I'm just trying to figure out what can I do? All right, hear me out. You were looking at the 1989 vintage sub that we've got in the case right now. And then you were like, okay, yeah, but no, I don't want those hollow links, a little bit jangly. Otherwise, it was tempting offer because of that price. I was able to get you at that the 2,500. So here's what I'm thinking. I just found a naked 1-1 reference. So it's solid links and ceramic, right?
Okay.
And it's gonna be scrambled cereal, and I can get it to you for 10. So I'm gonna keep you at that 2,500 range, and you're basically getting the same deal that I was giving you for the 1989, but now I'm giving you one that's much newer. In fact, it could be super new because it's naked. You're getting the solid links. You're not gonna be dealing with that jangling that you were worried about, or just the kind of that loose light feel of the bracelet. And then of course I can, if it needs any touching up, I can have it looking pristine for you with just a light buff, no polish. I'm not gonna be shaving the metal off. And yeah, and then I can literally get you into a sub like you've been wanting to get into for your diving, but now you're at the 1-1 reference, 40 millimeter, everything that we were talking about the initial time. What do you think?
Yeah. Can do you have some like pictures and stuff of it?
Yes, I can get some from my source. I'll send them over to you right away, and you let me know what you think. Maybe we can strike a deal here.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Yeah, my only concern is, I mean, and I know you said that the vintage would be fine, but like I just want to have one that I can have for like 30 years, you know what I mean? And just
yes.
Not even have to think about, like, not even questioning it.
Well, the fact that you're getting a 1-1 reference, I think that is true for you now. I think that you can, even more than that 89, I told you even on that one, I was gonna like replace seals and gaskets, I was gonna pressure test it, all that. So that would have been, you know, super safe. But now you're even more safe on top of that with the 1-1 reference because again, the very beginning of those didn't even come out until 2010. This could be much newer than that. So you're getting into something that's gonna last you a very long time. And of course, when it comes into me, I'm gonna make sure everything's authentic. I'm gonna make sure it's running good on my time graph. And then I'm gonna make sure that everything's running properly for you because I know you're gonna be using this watch a lot.
Yeah, those are my only, I know it sounds like a lot, but just like, just a pressure test,
Yep.
make sure everything is good and all that, especially because it's naked and everything. But,
Yep.
I mean, you guys are obviously very reputable, so I'm not worried about that.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, if you could send me some pictures, it'll likely be tomorrow if that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Try to call me first thing in the morning. You're in Ohio.
Absolutely.
I'm in Texas and I'm open at 10 a.m. So try to call me first thing.
I can do that. I appreciate it.
Awesome, I'll send you the photos. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Ethan. Bam. All right, we're close. Ethan's wife, I do not know your name, but please let him buy this watch because we have been looking for watch, so many options, and now Andrew helped me to be able to find one of these from one of our sources because we've been looking and digging, and I was digging and he was digging, and then we find this one that I think is a great option for him. I like the condition, I can touch it up. Ethan himself actually dives with his watches. A lot of people buy divers watches, but they don't dive, but Ethan does. He does like marine studies, typically up to like 40 meters or so. He was just off the northeast coast literally like a few days ago doing a dive. The deep sea was too big for him, so he's trying to get out of the deep sea into a Submariner, and I think we can actually pull this trigger. So Ethan's wife, help us out and let us do this.
All right, so I feel like it's been a while since I've actually sat down and reviewed a watch that I've been recently liking. And well, this one actually kind of sticks out to me. It's one of those watches you don't see very often, and whenever you do, it kind of puts you in a position where you start to really wonder what it's all about. What's the big fuss about an AP Concept? Well, that's exactly what we're looking at today, is the AP Concept, specifically the GMT. What I really like about this watch is how avant-garde in styling it really is. I know at this point you're probably used to seeing a lot of Richard Milles that we end up selling, but here, I mean, it's kind of like the Royal Oak beefed up and kind of made into like this futuristic type look. I think that was the goal, and I think they really succeeded with that. Now I know it does get a lot of flack because it's not quite the Royal Oak, and it's probably one of those things where it's kind of the black sheep of the collection in a weird way, but I tend to think that's not really the case here. I think there's a lot of watch to offer on something like this where you get a tourbillon, a GMT function indicator here, and a lot of power reserve. You get about 10 hours of power reserve on this watch. You get a ceramic white bezel with the white strap to go along with it, ceramic inside the bridge of the skeletonized watch here, along with aluminum and titanium. It just really brings this avant-garde, futuristic type feel and look to the watch. I know a lot of people are gonna tend to not agree with me on this, and that's totally okay. And I will preface this by saying a lot of the watches I enjoy wearing are very thin and very small in profile, particularly because I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm pretty average, height, weight, all that stuff. And so something like this could be a little bit overwhelming to some people, and I totally understand that. However, I feel like that's kind of the point with this watch. Like, you just want to have it stand out that much more. It already has the white bezel. And for a lot of people that are like me, that aren't overly big or overly small, but kind of average, I think this still kind of works. What I do want to show you is kind of how the profile looks on the wrist, and maybe judge for yourself. Because if you're like me, for reference guys, I have about a 6.5 to 6.75 inch wrist. And I don't know, if you ask me, it doesn't really look that bad. I think it really kind of has that presence to it. And yes, obviously it is a lot bigger. It just has, again, more of that avant-garde, like casual, summery type of feel and vibe. And if I was in a position where, let's say I didn't have all the money in the world and I couldn't spend all this money on Richard Milles that are like in the 300 to 400K range, well, something like this, suddenly, because it's AP, it's still well respected, has a tourbillon, has ceramic, has a lot of similar elements that Richard Mille is notorious for and tends to play with a lot. I think something like this is definitely something where I would consider, especially in that like 170 range. Now, with this avant-garde look and feel, I know what a lot of you might be wondering is, how do I work this thing? How do I even play with it? How do I change it? How do I set the time? How do I work it? What am I reading here? And so sometimes it can be a little bit confusing, but that's why I'm here, is to show you exactly what it's used for. So if you unscrew the crown, you'll notice also some lettering here at 6 o'clock. You will find H, N, and R. The N, I tried to do as much research on this as possible. As far as I know, apparently N just means neutral, as in it doesn't do anything, absolutely nothing. And so really, I don't know why it's there. Maybe a missed opportunity there. That's probably the only gripe I have. But as you can tell, whenever I do push this crown out slightly, you'll see that it'll go to R, meaning that you can go ahead and wind this here, and then you'll see that tourbillon start to kick in and give you as much as 10 hours in power reserve, because obviously, as you guys know, with a tourbillon function, there's no room for any kind of rotor in there, so you're gonna have to wind it. Okay guys, I'm just realizing, I think I just made a huge mistake. I probably have said 10-hour power reserve, but it's actually 10 days. So instead of 10-hour power reserve, it would be now 240 hours of power reserve that you have on this watch, which is a lot more than a lot of watches that you can get, which is usually about 48 hours, 72 hours, that sort of thing. But yeah, as you can see, whenever I do wind this, you can kickstart the tourbillon. You can get as much as 240 hours of power reserve. Whenever you pull it one more time, you do see the indicator jump to the hours. So now you can mess with the time and put it at exactly what time it is in your area. And so a lot of you might be wondering, well, how do I work the GMT? Well, you actually have this handy button here, this pusher that you can press, that will change the time zone with respect to the time that you have on your local time, I guess your home time. And so you can change this up to that 12 in daylight and in nighttime, so you can change it to exactly where you need to be. Now that just about wraps up my review of this AP Concept GMT. Let me know what you guys think. Is there anything I missed? Honestly, it's a pretty self-explanatory watch for the most part. You just have to do a little bit of digging. But other than that, I think it just makes for that much more of a fun watch in general. It's just that style that kind of puts you out of your comfort zone. Maybe in the summer where you start to wear a little bit more colors. I'm used to wearing a lot of blacks and neutral colors for the most part, so that's definitely my comfort zone. And usually it's gonna be like smaller, thin profile watches and stuff. But every now and then, specifically with like AP Concepts, AP Offshores, Panerais even, like there's definitely that like more forward and more like in your face type of look that's definitely necessary every now and then. And this to me is just very suiting again for that like in your face type of look and feel. But let me know what you guys think. How does this compare to some of the other watches that are in this price range? Because I know there's a lot to offer in that price range. Is this something you would add to your collection? If it is, feel free to reach out to us. I'll make sure that there's a link to this specific watch with details up above or in the description. And if there's a watch in the future that you would like for us to go over or have an in-depth look at, feel free to leave a comment down below with what that watch is, if there's any specific unique watch that you're looking for, and we would love to review it. That's it for now. Enjoy your guys' day, and we'll see you next time.
Both the same price pretty much. How much is this one? I think 10.5 is what you guys quoted me. Yes, 10.5. And is he sure, for sure, on the Omega that he doesn't like it?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, man, it's sapphire sandwich. You need
yeah, seriously, that's the best one.
I know. He's like, no, I want the Rolex. So.
Okay, tell him you should get both because it's a really good option to be able to get the sapphire sandwich plus get into Rolex at the same time.
Yeah. What do you like, this one or the other one?
Personally, I think they're both great watches.
What would you pick between this and the black dial?
And you were looking at the black dial right here, this one, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would say that's tough. So for me, you're asking me personally.
Yeah.
I would probably go with the black dial. The reason that I say that is just aesthetically. Now, because I like the stronger contrast of the dial versus the rest of the watch. Now, a lot of people really like Wimbledon. I'm not the largest fan of Wimbledon out there, so that's partly why I would do that. But like that Wimbledon dial, people will recognize that real quick. So.
Which one?
This one here, the Wimbledon dial, people like with the green Roman, like right when they see that, they know what that is.
Like a personal piece.
Yeah.
Like for us, we always look at investments, would probably be that one, but this is more of a personal piece.
That's what I was gonna say is, so like, again, asking personal preference, aesthetic, if you like the contrast, you could go with the black. If you wanna look at potential value, looking at a Wimbledon, people tend to, it's more desirable to have the Wimbledon dial than just a black stick dial. People tend to like this a little bit better.
Yeah.
So especially if you're looking at the same configuration of the smooth bezel with the oyster bracelet, then yeah, the Wimbledon would probably pull a little bit more than the black.
See, my opinion, I'll probably grab this one, but on the Jubilee and fluted.
Yeah, that one is probably, I was going to say for the Wimbledon, you almost always see it on fluted and Jubilee. Yeah, two-tone is super common too.
But I think my brother's just a simple guy, so this is why we're going oyster and smooth.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I think we're going to go with this one.
Okay, yeah, very cool.
Okay, we'll take this one for sure. This one's coming home.
Okay, that sounds good. It's totally up to him. If he's thinking he just wants to get into Rolex for the name of it, then I definitely understand. Getting the Speedy is still gonna be really great value, and I don't know what his budget is, but if he could go in on both, I think that would be the best bang for his buck at this point.
Yeah.
With what Christian offered you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to wait for a reply.
Uh-huh.
I do have to get back to Dallas.
Yeah.
But I will let you know on that.
Okay, sounds
but
good.
For sure, I'm gonna take that OP.
Yeah, the OP's in the back. I'm gonna, give me a second to wrap that up. And today, are you planning on doing anything on trade or nothing on trade today with the Batgirl?
I don't see anything that interests me.
Because I was gonna say, let's talk about that too, because if that would change your numbers a bit if you did want to put the Batgirl towards it all, and then we could talk from there. What type of pieces do you like? Just so I can know if there's something that we got here that might pop for you.
Probably right now, if I do trade in something for this, I'll probably do a Daytona. But I mean, just keep sending me pieces and see.
So did you have your eye on a particular Daytona or?
Probably the black dial Daytona, something like that.
Okay, the steel?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because this baby Lamont is really sick. The white gold with the black dial silver subs. I love that one. Are you looking to say 2024 brand new for the black steel Daytona? Or are you looking for?
I really don't care. I mean, if it's pre-owned in good condition, I'm good with that.
Box and papers, I'm guessing?
Complete,
yes. Yeah. Okay. We can send you some options on that. I had a good one that was running around 28, but like, you know, we can do some digging, see if we can find you the best deal for the best bang for your buck, and then send you some options, maybe trade towards that. Guys, Alex came in, and right now, Christian is out of town with Caleb. They're out of the country right now. While they're visiting some family, Alex came in, he's Christian's client, and he was looking at several different watches, and we pulled some strings to be able to get him a chance to look at 3 different watches, one that we had in stock and a couple others as well that his brother was potentially interested in. Anyway, I picked up the deal where Christian left it off with Alex, and he ended up selecting today to get this. It's gonna be a Datejust, smooth bezel, oyster bracelet, black stick. His brother likes clean and simple minimalistic, so they're getting that for him. And then Alex may come back in, trade in his Batgirl for a black steel Daytona sometime soon. So hope to do more business with you, Alex, soon. Which Pepsis, you pretty much can't get a Pepsi with an AD right now, unless maybe you've spent like 100 grand with them. But what, do you want to spend 100 grand to get a $12,000 watch? I wouldn't. And they'll make you wait 2 years because they got people in line, but the only way you're gonna get 12 and a half is if you actually buy at MSRP. Because I'm here to work for you, I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to go to bat for you, which I've already done, and to make a deal, one of my favorite parts of this job. I just dropped you down to $58,500. So I just dropped you down almost $3,000. So that, you know, if we're talking thousands, I'm working on your behalf, man. I just went to bat for you. I understand, but I've flexed, in the real world, I've flexed much further than you flexed, because 50's not an offer in the real world. I want to be honest with that. I don't mean any disrespect, but all I'm saying is this. I wouldn't, if I didn't want to get these watches to you and make this happen, I wouldn't have done it.
Go. Please, I know you said you already did, but when last time whenever we did business with John, I talked straight directly to the big boss back there, and he works with me, he does stuff for me, you know. If you also bring it under, bring it down to the 57 and give me a call.
All right, I understand. I'll talk to him, man, but I'm telling you, what we're doing right now is literally, Andrew right now just told me don't do it, and I did it. He told me don't go to 58 and a half, and I went to 58 and a half. I wanted to call you.
Any exciting deals going down today?
We're buying watches. That's what today has been about. Right now, if you got watches, bring them by so we can buy. We are buying watches right now. Happy to take those off your hands. We're excited to see kind of what clients offer us, because we've been texting, calling, and saying, hey, you got something you want to let go of? We've gotten some pretty cool pieces. I did just buy a really sick Yachtmaster. It's a 40 solid gold white dial, tuxedo dial, piece serial from 2000. Got it touched up, looking pristine. So if you guys want to come in and see that, beautiful piece, come see it. So if you guys are selling watches, bring them by our way. And actually, speaking of, let me show you guys the watch that I just bought. Let me show you the Yachtmaster 40. Come this way, because it looks too good for me not to show you guys. And for those of you who are a big fan of that sandblasted bezel look, which I am, you're gonna love this. Right here, I've got our P serial from the year 2000, solid yellow gold Yachtmaster 40 with that sandblasted bezel, tuxedo white dial, gorgeous piece. And you can come pick it up today for a great price. I bought this one from a guy who had this piece for a while. No box, no papers. This one gives me a great price for you, $18,500. Solid yellow gold, come pick it up today.
I have a couple of watches with you guys on consignment.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, awesome. And I don't think I was your initial consignor. Remind me, where are you coming from out of town, just so I know?
California.
Cool, awesome. I was born and raised, 12 years. If you're just looking for an update on those pieces, what I'd be happy to do is I can look into, you just let me know exactly which pieces those are. I can look into kind of the interest we've had on them.
On the internet, it shows that you guys, like all the watches, at one point you guys posted sold. So it looked like they were sold.
Can you remind me which watches they were?
Yeah, there were all of these platinum AJ
Okay, awesome. With the Roman, yes sir, that literally, I actually literally just sold that myself. So that one has been sold. And
the blue Daytona?
so the John Mayer?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And were there any others?
One more with the IWC watch.
Okay, and that one is still with us. The white dial, correct? Yes, that one's still with us. Okay, yes, so I will have Josh connect with you. Actually, let's see, yes. Okay, so good news on those. The Blue John Mayer, the Platinum Day-Date, and the Pepsi Meteorite. Actually, I had 3 different clients that picked up each of those recently. So Josh, because he was your original consigner, I'm gonna have him connect with you in regards to those. What we can do from that point forward is get you some consignment fulfilled forms, and then after that point we can initiate payment. But let me have Josh reach out to you just to clarify on everything from what you guys originally agreed upon, and then what they were sold for, all of that, make sure we're good to go, and then we hope to see you on Saturday.
Okay, thank you so much, I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Ryan. We'll talk soon. Cool, so that's always a fun call. Ryan was not my initial client. Josh had consigned his watches from the get-go, and he's done 4 with us. The John Mayer, Blue Daytona, White Gold. He's consigned the Platinum Day-Date with the Roman dial. He's consigned the Pepsi Meteorite with us as well. And then an IWC that we got most recently, it's a white dial. All of those sold recently, so it's great for me just to be able to tell him, well, congratulations, those sold, and Josh is going to be getting you paperwork and talking to you about those things. And I know he's excited about that too. So that's always a fun call.